What's going on? Boys, thanks to our patrons and Fiverr customers, subscribe to our Patreon free for behind the scenes stuff. Arm yourselves, life stuff. I've been in a weird state. You have these moments you don't know what you're talking about or why you're talking about anything. And even when you have things you think you can talk about, you try to talk about them, and that energy isn't there. And this isn't one of those situations you take a break and recuperate, because this is supposed to be part of your recuperation. It's not like making videos is some kind of burden, although it does take up time and is irritating sometimes. You still have this desire to do something you want to do, but whatever it is that makes it work isn't there. So today we are talking about something smaller with almost no plan. We mentioned a while ago dating in the modern day is in a weird place. And that's true. It's difficult because games are essential. And if you know how to play games and train yourself to play games, you will get outcomes because the games you're training yourself to play work. This is the environment. These are the expectations. These are people's tastes. But outcomes don't mean anything if you aren't getting what you want. And I don't know about you. What I want is complementariness. I want to do what I like doing, what I feel like doing, being the person I want to be, with a person who complements that by doing what they want to do, being the person they want to be. For me, the base pleasure is feeling able and encouraged or rewarded for wearing no mask. In most situations, wearing a mask is draining and brutal. But removing your mask, that makes it even worse. Essentially, you are penalized for having a soul, your soul, openly. And when you get opportunities not to wear a mask, to have your soul without hiding it, even if it's, well, technically you are hiding it, you're doing it in private, that feels good, but there's still this looming awareness you're wrong for having your own soul. If anyone knew, you would be penalized. The base pleasure of romance to me is the affirmation, at least with one person, it is good you have your soul. And then extending that to a compatible person, your significant other. And I think if you shopped around what I just described to most people would agree that's what they want, or something like that. Some might want something different, but I think still, even today, most people would echo this sentiment, which makes it all confusing because games are still such a big deal. And as I said a while ago, games can be good, games can be curative, they have a purpose, and they're deployed so widely because they work. Everybody falls into this shit even while saying they hate this shit, but it's still unsatisfying. And that's why the title of this video is what it is, but it's not just that. It's weird because it seems like you need to know how to play games, to be willing to play games, even to have a taste for games to an extent. But you reach a point, games stop working on two levels. On the first level, you're still not satisfied. And you won't be satisfied until you stop with the games and remove the mask. The difficulty or the fear in removing the mask is there is no strategy after that point. You have almost no control once your mask is off. Because despite what people tell you, you can't strategize what you are. Tony Soprano, you are what you are. And that would raise the question, why don't you start without the mask? That's one of the irritating life peculiarities. I don't know why starting without the mask doesn't work. You need to game your way up to the remove the mask checkpoint. I have no idea why it's like that. But that ties into the second thing I was talking about, or was about to start talking about. Up to a point, games don't even work anymore. You reach an impasse from which you will not progress unless you take off the mask. But the crux of all this is you have no control over what happens next once you reach this point and you remove your mask. This is supposed to be the moment you are most yourself, but it feels more like an unskippable cutscene. You are watching yourself do what you do because there's not any strategy at this point. Meaning, we always talk about all the different sides of you and forms of you. This is when you're supposed to be your most ego-centered, but really you, quotes, are at your most observer-ish. And it's spooky because you have no control, one. It feels like if things are going poorly, or even if they're going well, you watch yourself become an archetype or a statistic, too. And there is no other way this can go. 3. Even though from the outside it looks like a series of events, what's actually happening is you are gaming your way up to a point you get to see what happens. It's like a cutscene. And I think I wish it weren't like that because it's so out of your hands. And the thing about that is your emotional health is determined by something out of your hands. It's dreadful something you care about that has such an effect on you is outside your control. And I think that's the main point of this video. There is nothing more to say on that one. However, we can briefly talk about some other things. I wrote it well in my notes. I think it's, why is it a sin to like the woman you like and to pay attention to the woman you're paying attention to? Or to pursue the woman you're pursuing? It's kind of fucking dumb. I don't understand why it makes you unattractive to like someone and be forward about it, and to like spending time with them. And this whole, it's unattractive for a woman to be the highlight of your life. Why is that unattractive? Are you dumb? The entire reason you're doing anything is to find your partner, the light of your life, or partners, people who brighten up your life. I understand taking your shit seriously, taking your job seriously, taking your skills or goals seriously. I understand all that. Is it the James Brown song, the "This Is a Man's World"? I'm pretty sure that was on one of the later episodes of Black Phillip. Men do all these terrific things, but none of it would mean anything without a woman. I don't understand why, as a dude, you're supposed to treat the focus of your life as auxiliary to your auxiliary bullshit. And I don't understand why women want to be treated as auxiliary either. Women are never really auxiliary. Even if you're in a position, a woman is in fact auxiliary. Women, or the idea of woman, is not. And that seems obvious, so why the big lie? And dudes perpetuate this lie, but they didn't spawn it. That's one thing about women I don't think I'll ever understand. It's true doublethink in its most dissatisfying form. You're the focus, you don't want to be the focus. You aren't the focus, you want to be the focus. And in either case, it doesn't matter because the fact is you are, or at least that role is. And this is important because this is a source of misery. It feels like an ongoing debate or negotiation about the truthfulness of something we already knew from the very beginning was true. So why this huge dog and pony show when you could just act right? Why take a prolonged path of uncertainty and misery when the fact of the matter is right there, and all you would need to do is make your decision either to go along with the facts or to try to invent something different. Not negotiating about the factuality of the facts, and then being unhappy with all outcomes, any potential outcome. I don't understand it. Men's shortcoming or failing in this is agreeing to question the facts. Pretending not to be into a woman you're into is not the peak of coolness. Now, it's fucking retarded because that can be the peak of effectiveness, but that makes me sick, and I hate both the woman who prompted you to do it and you for doing it. And I think it's because it's a lie. This is you're a metaphorical dildo in this situation. You're not playing her, you are being played to act in a way that is more suited to her. You're not beating her, you are being beaten with extra steps because you believe the slave is the master. You're getting groomed and manipulated into playing these shit games. You are allowing her retardation to make you act in a fucking dumb way you don't want to act so you can please her. What are you doing? And that goes to both parties. I think that's all I have to say for this video. To get what you want, you need to game your way up to the point you'll need to let go and let fate run its course. For better or, and more usually for worse. Like if you enjoyed, subscribe if you haven't.